Hello Flosstube, this is Stitching with Sandy. I'm Sandy and welcome back. Today is July 21st, 2025 and it's a Monday. I would have come back to you sooner, but I went to the Midsummer Stitch and I was having such a great time that I didn't have time to film a Flosstube, so here I am. Did you go to the Midsummer Stitch? I hope you did. If you saw me, I'm glad that you said hello. If you didn't see me, maybe I'll see you at the next one. I plan on going to the next one. It's in September. We had a lot of fun. There was the designers, two of the designers were new to me. Probably not something that I would stitch, but they were gorgeous patterns. I went to the Flosstuber events too and listened to them. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed those very much. So I had a good time and I got to visit with some friends and chat for a while. I did speed dating. Speed dating was fun. I met a bunch of new people and I love that. So it was a great time. I'm glad I went. All right, so since I was with you last time, I did get a little bit of happy mail from a subscriber. Her name is Judy, and Judy sent me this beautiful card. Just love it. And she sent me, I've been working on some tree quilt blocks, and I asked in one of my floss tubes previously if somebody had scraps they want to get rid of. I could use scraps, backgrounds, any prints, browns, whatever. And she sent me a nice stack. So thank you, Judy. She also sent one of my giveaways for today and these two Mill Hill kits by Satsuma Street. So she said she give them away, keep them, whatever I wanted to do. So I think I'll stitch these ones first before I give them away. But I will show you in the giveaways the other patterns that she sent because I'm sending them on. I already have them, and so they're duplicates for me, so I'll send them on right away. And then also, since my last floss tube, I had my framing come back. So if you watched my previous one, I had ordered some frames from Art to Frame and they have come back. So I'm going to share with you my FFOs. I have 3. I have 2 FOs and then what I've been working on. So let's get our floss tube started. All right. So before I show you my FFOs, I want to remind 2 people. I did send out for one of my giveaways. There was 4 giveaways. I sent out 2 of them. I have not heard back from the other 2 subscribers. So I'm going to show them one last time today. And then if I don't hear back before my next floss tube, then I will put these back into my giveaway pile and I'll give them away at another time. So the first one that I haven't heard back from is Felicia from Floss and Fizz. So here is your name, and this was for Rose Ever Blooming by Summer House Stitch Works. So Felicia, if you have a chance, please reach out to me. I don't have your address, otherwise I would have sent it to you already. So reach out to me. I don't want you to miss out on this. All right, and then the other one that has not responded yet was Joanne McKendry, 3796. This was your floss tube name, and you had won Christmas Magic by Primrose Cottage. Again, please, both of you, see my email in the description box. Be careful because it has my name and a number 8 before the gmail.com. So I'm going to make sure that your response gets back to me. You can also respond to me through Instagram under Stitchin_Sandy, which is also in the description box. So ladies, get back to me so I can give these to you instead of putting them back into the rotation to go out to someone else. All right, I will have some other giveaways in this floss tube as we move along, and I'll show you what those are. And I have winners from my last floss tube as well. So for my last floss tube, I feel like there should be a drum roll. I was giving away Erin Elizabeth's Nautical Tier, and the code word was ocean. Use ocean in a sentence. And the person who won this one is Sally Diem, if that's how you say her last name, Sally, 9327. And here is your floss tube name. So Sally, get back to me, email me so that your address so that I can get this out to you. And then I also had the Tree Lot by Hands On Design, and the keyword was tree. And the winner of this one was Paula Beeman. Paula, get me your address and I'll get it out to you. Congratulations, Paula. And then the last set was a bundle of chickens, a chicken bundle. So I said the code word was flock. And the winner of this one is Wendy D54. So if the three of you will email me your address and your first and last name, I will get these packaged up and mailed out to you. Congratulations. All right. So since I was with you last time, I pulled this out. I've been doing a little bit of Christmas stitching here and there in between Patriotic. And I had this one started, but I never finished it. And I don't know why. So I pulled it out, and I'm talking about A Whole Lot of Joy by Hands On Design. I had purchased this piece at one of the Jingle Balls, and I think I started it and then put it away. I'm not sure why I did that. So I went ahead and finished it up, and then I FFO'd it during the Midsummer Stitch. One of the Flosstubers were talking. I think it was the Sunshine Stitchers, and while they were talking, I was FFOing so that I could be prepared for a floss tube. So here it is. I followed Kathy Haberman's instructions 100% to FFO it. I love how it turned out. And it's not an ornament per se because there's no hanger, but it's to sit inside something, whether you put in a basket or tier tray or something. And I will. It does have another piece. It's called A Little Bit of Joy. And that one I wanted to stitch, but I had to hunt to find the Weeks Dye Works watermelon linen. I was having trouble finding it, and my sweet friend Linda, hi Linda, was able to find someone who had it. I ordered it, and I got the notice today that it shipped. So hopefully I'll be able to do its partner fairly soon, and I'll have to find another fabric to finish it so that the back, it won't be matching, but the front will match. So I'll be happy with that. And Kathy gave in the finishing kit, she gave an extra set of these little felt leaves so that you could use them in the other one. So I'll just have to get a little wool ball, and then I can finish it the same way. So I'm very excited. All right. Then I started a new quilt. This one, I had ordered this pattern. I would like to have a quilt that I can change out each month with my cross stitch. And so when Primrose Cottage were going to have their grand opening, if you placed an order prior to the grand opening, you got a free chart. And I really wanted the free chart. So I went on there and looked, and I have most of their patterns, so I wasn't really looking for one of their patterns. And so then I thought, you know what, I want to look at some of their little quilts. I put some of theirs together before. The directions are fairly simple, and I'm very pleased with how the final outcome is. So I looked and I found this, and it's called Buzzworthy. Super cute. It measures 34 by 34 when it's finished. So I started working on it on Friday night. I started with the B block, and there's 5 of them, and I finished the 5 B blocks. So here's my B block. And I love it. It's so cute. So I still have the flowers to do. I actually have another quilt that I'm putting together as well. And they released on their Free Friday. They do a quilt pattern once a month. And the one for this month is a watermelon. So I'm going to try to do that one too. And then I'll send all 3 quilts over to the long arm quilter. And that way I'll have 3 more quilts to add to my collection. So I'm very excited. So that's that. Now I want to get into my other FFOs. So I finally framed Santa stops here. Isn't it glorious? I love it so much. I stitched this on Mint Splash, 32 count Mint Splash, and it's Lugana, and I ordered this through Art to Frame, okay? And because Helen D had shared it on her Flosstube, I had watched, she has a playlist on how to order them, how to measure your piece, all of that. And I had watched that last year when she filmed it. And then I started thinking, you know what, I want to try it out. So I messaged her and asked her again what the name was because I had forgotten. And she told me, and I ordered it. And she actually walked me through like the tabs that I needed to change to make sure there was no glass, make sure I got the right hanging piece and all of that. And this foam board, because I wanted the foam core board so that I can lace my piece on it. And I ordered it. And so I loved this frame. That's what I ordered. I thought it was so pretty. I wanted it to go with the roof on the top of the roof, and I think it matches really well. Okay, so let me tell you about my experience. It came back really fast. It wasn't supposed to get here until today, and it came back super fast. In fact, when I got off my Flosstube with you last time, it came the next day. It was that quick. And I had only ordered it maybe a week prior, so I only waited a week. And from coming from Connecticut and then them having to quickly make them and send them out, I was so excited how quickly it came. So that was wonderful. I love the frame. It's beautiful. It's wood. And so I was anxious to take it out, unwrap everything, and start working on FFOing it. So I was putting together my frame, or not the frame, the piece, my stitch piece onto the foam core that comes with it. It's already measured to the right size. And I laced it, got it all ready to go, and then I was ready to put it into the frame. And so I went to put in the frame and I thought, it looks a little bit crooked. Let's take it out and redo it. So I stripped the lacing off. This time I pinned it first, then laced it. And then I noticed on my piece up here, you can't see it because it's under the frame, there was a big black smudge. And then I was like, what is that? On my workspace, there were 4 more black smudges, and all over my hands were black smudges. And what I ended up finding out was that the smudges were coming from the corners. So I was like, oh my gosh, what is that black? It felt like greasy. And I was like, what is that black grease that's on there and now on my piece? And I couldn't clean it off, because if I tried to clean it, it's going to smudge on the fabric and then it might show. So I bleached off my workstation, I washed my hands, I got a cloth and I started wiping. And I noticed that in all the corners where they come together is where this black oil was. And I didn't know what it was. So then, since I ordered 2 frames, which I'll show you my other one in a minute, I wiped the other one, and sure enough, there was some on the other one, and I hadn't even started framing with that one either. So I cleaned all that up, and I immediately messaged customer service to find out if this is a common occurrence. What do they think it might be? There was no warning label in the package. And what we've determined is the customer service said that when they cut the frames and they put them together, sometimes where it lines together, where it comes together, it's white. And so they put on a sealant that coats it so it turns it black like the rest of the frame. And so they said that usually when it comes to you, it's dry and everything and you wouldn't even notice it. But for some reason, they think that it got wrapped up too quickly and didn't dry. I don't know if that's the case, but I told them, that's fine. I can understand that you do that and I understand the process. But what I would appreciate is a warning. Like there could have been a letter on the front. Here are your frames. We hope that you love them. Please make sure you wipe them down with a dry cloth just in case there's any filler residue. That would have been all I would have needed to know, because then I would have wiped them down first and this wouldn't have happened. Luckily, you can't see the filler anywhere on my piece because it's underneath the frame. And I'm very glad because this piece has beads. It took me forever to do. That house was ginormous. And I would have started crying if it was ruined. And I don't think I would have restitched it. I would have been so devastated. So they were very kind. They did get back to me. They did offer me a discount. I did not want a discount. I told them, nope, I love my frames. I'll definitely order again. They're beautiful. They're wood too, which is nice because sometimes you go to the store and they're not. So I would definitely order again. And that's what I told them. I love the frames. I just think there should be a warning so that someone else that orders doesn't go through the same experience that I did and have their piece they want framed ruined. And so the person that I spoke with said he would get the messenger up to the big administrative people and let them know. So who knows, but I just want to warn you that if you do order from Art to Frame, you will get a lovely, beautiful frame. But make sure that when you open it up and take it out of the box, before you use it, I would recommend getting a nice cloth, a soft cloth. I used a brand new washcloth, and I wiped it down. Now I'm sure you can get one of those micro cloths too, and just wipe it down really well, especially in the edges, anywhere that might touch your piece, so that you can make sure that you don't accidentally rub off anything onto your stitching, or if it's a poster or print that you might have ordered, or a family picture, whatever the case may be, I would wipe it down first just to make sure. Now, I did reach out to Helen and ask her if that's ever happened to her. She said no. In fact, she recently had ordered a piece and it didn't have anything on it. She even went to check after I told her. And the guy did say it's a rare situation. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what he told me. But I just want to warn you that if you go there, it's very economical. It ships fast. They're beautiful frames. They're all wood, but wipe it down beforehand. So the next piece that I framed is Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. Hold on, I'm trying to get it. It's getting tangled up in my sewing machine cord. All right, and here it is. It's beautiful too. Now this one has a little bit different. It has like a copper color in the border of the black frame, and I really like that because since this is a fall piece and it has orange in it, I thought that copper would really pop with those colors within the piece. And this one I didn't put as much of a border around it because I wasn't trying to highlight my fabric. The other one I did want to highlight my fabric, so it had a little bit more border. But I love this. I can't wait to put it up for Halloween. I'm super excited. Love, love, love this frame. It's so good. And again, like I said, I did wipe this one down as well. And let me just say, if you're wondering like the cost, I got this frame and the other frame, and shipping for me, when I first put in one frame, it was $10.95. When I put in the second one, it went to $14.95. So it cost $14.95 for shipping. The total purchase for both frames was $48, and I thought that was very inexpensive. I love how it looks. It came with the foam core board that I could just lace. In fact, I'll show you. I haven't put the backing on yet, so there's my lacing. It also comes with a little hanging piece as well. I'll be adding those on here. I just hadn't done it yet. But for $48, and I got 2 pieces framed, and this one's pretty good size. I was very impressed, and so I definitely will order again. But again, I will go through a whole cleaning process when it comes in, just to be on the safe side. So that was my experience with Art to Frame, and I hope that it'll inspire you to try finishing your pieces there with them too. All right, so did you notice my hair? I have super natural curly hair, and usually I hair blow dry it out, but it's getting longer, and so I decided to just let it go and see what happens. So let me know what you think about it. I'm not sure if I like it or not. The back is much longer, but when you have curly hair, it all springs up so no one can ever tell how long your hair is. So those were my FFOs. I have a giveaway I'm gonna give you. The first one, and I'm gonna go through, I'll do a giveaway, share a giveaway. The first one that I want to give away is since we're still in July, are you stitching Christmas in July? If so, this one is the Wee Santa 2024. This was given to me, I think, from my friend Hope. Hi, Hope. If you would like this one in your sentence, please use the word snowman. I already had this one, and Hope said, if you don't have it, here's some patterns for your channel. So thank you, Hope, and good luck, everyone. And then let's show you my FOs. So on my FOs, I actually finished both of them this morning. I had started the first one, stitched the whole thing when I did it. They stitch up really quickly, and but the beads hadn't come in. Well, I finally got the beads in. So last night I pulled out the second one that I was barely started, and I finished both of them today. So what am I talking about? I am talking about the 12 Days of Christmas Stockings by Annie B's Folk Art. And I have them both finished with beads. So here is Partridge in a Pear Tree. I don't know if you can see the beads, but there's some beads in the pear, and then in the number 1. And then there's beads in the, can you see that? They're in the center of all the little red berries. And I stitched this on 28 count black Monaco, and I just love it. I think when they're on all finished and hanging on the tree, the lights are going to make those little beads sparkle. Look so nice. I also did 9 Ladies Dancing. She's so cute. She has a lot more white beads. They're all in these little snowflakes. Do you see them? And then, of course, in the red berries too. Now, my plan of tackling these is I'm going to do a bird, then something else, and a bird, and something else. I'm not a giant fan of birds. I love the 12 Days of Christmas, though, and I think if I space them out that way, it'll keep me going until I finish. I don't know that I'll finish them this year. I'm not even in a hurry to get them finished this year. But that's my plan of attack. And what I want to do is finish them like real little stockings, and that way I can put little candy canes and treats in them, because I don't have them now, but in the future when I have lots of grandchildren, I figure they can come to Grandma's house, and if they see a little treat in there, they can have it right off the tree. So that's my plan for the future, which is why I'm in no hurry to get these done anytime soon. And this is a bag I made for Christmas in July. And I just love it. You almost can't tell it's Christmas in July, except for when you look close, you can see the little holly berries and then the little pine trees. I love this bag. It's so cute. I had fun making it, and I'm very sad that Joann's is no longer a place to go, because I loved getting thematic fabric. So, all right. So what else have I been working on? Let's see. So one of the things that I was working on this week for Christmas stitching, I forgot how much I love this piece so much. I stitched on this during Midsummer Stitch as well. And this is Ebenezer's Christmas by Erica Michaels. And I'm going to show you the other side. So here's the front side. Now she had it stitched on gauze, and this one, all the background was 100% stitched because it was on gauze. I said, oh no, I'm not doing gauze. So I got regular fabric, and this is what it looks like if you stitch it on just regular fabric. And let me show you my progress. So I start my stitching from the bottom right corner and on almost everything, unless I'm doing a model stitch and I don't know the border allowance that was given to me, or if it's a kit. If it's a kit, which I don't stitch kits very often, but if it's a kit, I would start in the middle, or a meal hill, I would start in the middle. But otherwise, if I can choose, I start in the bottom right corner, and here's my progress. So I got the carolers done this time. So when I picked it up, I had this border, and I had the wreath and everyone finished. So when I picked it up, I stitched the carolers, and then God Bless Us. So because it's kind of similar to a band sampler, I will be going up to this banding here, and then I will be able to start the sleigh and the horse. So I'm very excited about that. This is stitched on 36 count Malt of the Earth by Live and Die in LA. I love this. It's so cute. I don't know if I'll get it done this year, but for stitching Christmas in July, it really did motivate me to get going. And I had so much fun working on it, and we still have another week, so I might be able to get some more this week done on it. All right, next one. So on my last floss tube, I shared that the stitchers from Grand Central Quilt and Stitch, I think that's the correct way, I'm trying to say it correctly, they're gonna do a start along on every opening flower. Let me see if I can find, this is my working copy, see if I can find a picture of the cover. And they're starting it next month. I had already started it, so I told them I'd join in on their SAL. And so, oh, here's my working copy, here's the cover. Every opening flower, and because I start on the bottom right, I'm starting with this flower pot. Now that center, I'm stitching it on 40 count Verdal in aqua, and or it might be light aqua. Let's see, I'll look at my bag and see if I can tell you. Try to put the color card in there with the fabric color card. Oh, here it is. It is aquatic. Here's their card. Live and Die Aquatic. And it's, I love 40 count Verdal, but on 40 count Verdal, that center flower is huge. It's so big, but my center flower is finished, so I'm really glad about that. It's so beautiful. I'm just moving the needle. It's so very beautiful. So let's see, here is where I'm at. So I've got the little vase and 2 flowers, the little heart that's next to the vase, the corner flower. I still have more flowers because there's 3 more coming out along with all the leaves. But I'm hoping they're starting it at the beginning of August. So my hope is that by August 1st, I'll have this whole pot done, because we're also starting another one Saturday, another piece on Saturday, and in order to keep up, school's going to be starting back, and I need a little bit of a head start. Otherwise, they'll probably leave me in their dust. I'm excited to stitch along with them. It makes it fun. They're doing it as a start along, but you know, we can post progress as we work on it to each other, and I like that. That makes it fun to stitch. And this one's housed in this beautiful bag by my friend Michelle. She makes lovely, lovely bags, and she gifted this to me on my birthday. And then at the last retreat at Stitch West in the spring, this little charm thing was gifted to me, so I just put that on my zipper pull. I just love it. It's so cute. So there's that. All right, let's do another giveaway. So my next giveaway is from, part of it is from Judy. So Judy sent No Tricks, No Treats by Primrose Cottage, as well as the little candy corn floss drops. And this was from a Halloween sip and stitch, which I also got. So since I've already stitched this one, I pulled it out and I made it a whole little bundle. So this one's called Halloween Cauldron. I don't know if I showed that very long. So Halloween Cauldron, and No Tricks, Just Treats, and candy corn floss drops. And the keyword for this one is candy corn. Are you guys looking forward to stitching Halloween? I've been watching a lot of Flosstube. That's the joy of being off on summer break, is I can catch up on everyone's floss tubes and find some new Flosstubers. And I'm so ready to stitch Halloween that I keep telling myself, no, this is only July. You need to work on patriotic and Christmas in July stitching. And then when August comes, it's fall is on. And the reason why I stitch fall in the August is because I always stitch sunflowers in September. And then October comes and I do stitch Halloween within October, but there's so many fall pieces that I started or want to start that I need a head start. So I told myself, if you wait till August, then you can start all the Halloween. But in case you're like me and wanting to start Halloween, here's one. Again, The keyword is candy corn if you're interested in this one. And stand by because there is one more after this one. All right, so what else have I been working on? So I'm working on Hands-On Designs, Let's Talk Summer. And I'm doing the big piece. And I'm stitching on 28 count black Monaco. And I have the little Woody truck done. And now I have Make a Splash complete. So road trips finished, Make a Splash. And guess what I noticed when I got here? Look at how much room I gave myself. It's ridiculous, but since I frame my own or I finish my own things, I'm gonna sew a strip of fabric on here and be like, it's okay, you've got plenty of room. So I will keep working on this because summer's not over and I wanna see how much I can get done during the summer season. And so I'll keep working on it and we'll see. I have the next section is barbecue and s'mores. So we'll see if I get those finished by the next time I come back to you. And this one's not in anything fancy. It's just one of those bags you can get from Fat Quarter Shop or Shepherd's Bush. And I haven't stitched anything on it. I don't know if I will. I've seen people have stitched on it and I'm so worried about the stitching. Even if you went through 10 stitches, I think over time it would still loosen up. I did see somebody on Instagram, I saw a picture of one where they sewed across the top on the inside, like they went in a circle with some fabric to make an inside lining. That might be something I could do if I could figure it out. I'm not super skilled, so, but I do have friends that are skilled in sewing, so I could ask them for support maybe. If I choose to do that, I don't know if I want to. All right, so the next one is a piece that I've been working on. It's a sal that we started. Oh, it's been a while. I think it's a year or two old now. Not sure. This one was a sal I started with Nancy and Jenny from the Bougie Stitchers and Nancy from the Disorderly Stitcher. And I'm talking about Plum Street's The Equality Sampler. This is it. It's beautiful. And Jenny kept saying, oh, I think Sandy and Nancy are already finished. And Nancy and I were like, no, we're not done. Far, far from it. So I sent her an update picture before my floss tube to show her my progress, where I'm at right now. So let me show you where I am at. So on this one, I did sew some fabric on the end, but that's because this is like, I think it's called Irish linen. I don't know, but it frays a lot. So when I was putting it in the Q-snap, it was fraying on the top and bottom. It's starting to fray on this side, so I'll need to add one on this side. But, so here's my bottom. What I worked on this time around is I got this block done. I did the 1/1 stitching for the ladies and this flower, because there's one flower not done. Then I stitched this block and I did the fill-in during Midsummer Stitch while I was in the stitching rooms. This whole section right here is where the flag goes. There's the top of the pole of it. And then underneath it are some more houses and some more blue fill-in. So I got a lot done this time around. And this was my morning stitch, my 1 hour stitch every morning. So I got a lot done in the course of the week. On the Midsummer Stitch, I was making up Fridays because Friday I didn't get to cross stitch. We've been doing a lot of stuff. I'll fill you in future of what I was doing at the end, but I didn't get to do any stitching that day. So I made up the time on Saturday at Midsummer Stitch. And sometimes I'll do that. I stitch my hour stitch Monday through Friday, and the goal is that then on the weekend, if I don't get all of my stitching completed, I can make up whatever amount of hours on the weekend. And that way my projects still get 5 hours when they're called to stitch. So this one that's pretty good for 5 hours, I think. And this one is housed in a bag that Nancy made for our stitch along. I'll show you it. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. It's so cute, and it's so thick and pretty. And I love this ribbon that goes across the top. It's pretty. All right. Next up is another giveaway. So this time, this was another pattern set that was given to me from my friend Hope. I already have it, and it is Thankful Tiny Town by Heart and Hand and the Frill. So if you don't have this one and you would like to stitch this one, the keyword for this one is thankful. So if that's something you're interested in stitching, please leave your comment below. All right, so that brings me to what am I going to be working on this week. So this week, I thought I would show you, since it's Monday, and I haven't stitched on it yet because I was finishing those stockings this morning, so I still have to do an hour on it. But I thought you could see where I'm at now, and then on my next floss tube, when I come to you, how much progress I made on it in the week. So I will be working on, for this week, I spun Advice from a Sunflower by Annie Bees. I love this. I have a place when you enter into my house, a little wall space that I thought it would be nice to see that every time we come in and out of our house. So I want to put it there. So this is where I'm at. And it says, rise and shine and hold your head high. And I have your head high. So I haven't gotten to the sunflowers yet, but this time I've already gotten the 3 stems and their leaves. So when I stitch it, I get to do the 3 sunflowers here, and we'll see if I get anything else besides the sunflowers done for the week. As you can see, I'll be doing these right here. And since I've already done your head high, maybe I'll get the word hold done too, but I'm going to be loving doing the sunflowers. And I'm hoping to get quite a bit done, because as I told you, September I do sunflower stitching, so then I could maybe get it finished by the end of September. That could be a wishful thought, but we'll see. And this one is in a bag that I made, and it's my sunflower bag. I love this print so much. So very much. It's beautiful. And then I used some honeybees at the top. And then this was a gift from a swap, a zipper pull. Let me show you. It's so cute with a little honeybee bead at the end. Isn't that so cute? And it matches so perfectly. That was a good swap to receive. All right, so as far as cross stitch, that's the end of my cross stitch. So if you don't want to find out about any life updates, that's fine. I'll see you again next time. I hope you have a happy, healthy, and safe week. I'm hoping to come back in another week to see you. I've loved coming once a week. It's been quite fun. We'll see if I can continue it when I go back to work. If not, we'll do what I can do. And that's all I can promise, is to do my best to come at you when I can. All right, so for life updates. So for those of you who don't know, I have 5 children. My 2 older sons are moved out. One lives in Missouri and one lives in Arkansas, which means I only have 3 at home. My oldest of the 3 at home is my 3rd son. His name is Trevor, and he recently graduated from high school this year. And he was trying to get registered for college. Now he's going to the junior college, which is actually really like just over the freeway bridge from where we live. It's not that far, maybe 5 minutes if there's no traffic over that street, but otherwise maybe 10. But everything's different than when I went to school, of course. I'm learning that I'm old and things change. And when I went and registered for junior college to transfer, I went down there, made an appointment. I saw the counselor. They gave me a sheet with a path of all the classes I needed to take transfer. She set up which ones I needed to take, told me how to register. I filled out my first, second, and third choice for each of them, and I turned it in. And then I went over to the finance office, filled out an appointment with them, made sure everything was clear, and then they contacted me when that was clear and ready to go. And then I went in on registration day and picked up my books. That's what we did. And I got my roster of the classes that were given to me. Well, nowadays, my son they came to the high school on the last week of school, and they helped him fill out the application for the school, and told him that, oh, you're going to get an email from the counselor, and they'll tell you what to do. So he told me that. Okay, so we were waiting and waiting and waiting, and I was like, have you got an email? Because he is on summer break, so he's not thinking to check his email. No, Mom, I haven't gotten one. Let me go check. No, Mom, I haven't gotten one. So then I'm like, that's weird. There should be like an orientation or something. So I go online, look it up. There's an orientation, and it tells you what you have to do. So he logs into the account that the gentleman that helped him got him. He had a school ID number already. His name was in there. His address is in there. His transcript was already attached. And it said, you must complete this orientation. Once you complete the virtual orientation, then you will be given an email from your counselor within 3 to 5 business days. So we watched the orientation, had little quizzes, we got all the way through it, told us what to do. And I told him, Trevor, did they tell you to do the orientation and then you get an email? And he said, well, to be honest, I only remember them saying you're going to get an email. So we might have been waiting and it was his fault. I don't know. So 3 to 5 days, he got an email. They scheduled him 5 classes for 16 full units, and it said that he was all set to go. So I told him, okay, we have to look up the catalog. We look and see what days, what times, all of that good stuff. So that on your registration, it gave him a registration date of July 16th. And you go online and you register your classes. Now, that could be that hard. So I tell them, okay, we need a second and maybe third choice just in case when we register, if that class is already full, then you can have your second choice on hand. So we did all that. We were prepared the night before. So the next day at 1:30 at his scheduled time, we went on there and it said all classes are full, all of them. And so we checked the second and third, all of them, every last one. And we're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? Because they didn't give him, like for me, a whole path of all the different courses I needed to take. They just gave him those classes. And he didn't have an appointment because it said he didn't need one since he already had the choices picked. So we went into what's called the Counseling Welcome Center. And it's like a virtual room. You're basically just sitting there waiting. And what happens is when they're available, they'll pull you up, they'll talk to you, you can tell them what your problem is, and they may or may not be able to help you. So we're like, okay, well, we're sitting in there. He's 150 and it's 140 now. They close at 5. So then a message popped up on the screen and said that we're having technical difficulties. Registration is having a problem. We're hoping to get this repaired for you quickly. We'll let you know when everything's fixed. So we thought, let's just wait and ask what other classes, so if those classes do fill up, what other classes might be some that he can take, because we don't want to take courses he doesn't need to transfer and then waste the money on that. So we waited and waited and waited. 3.5 hours later at 5 o'clock, we're sorry, we're closed. And we had only made it up to number 20, I think. We waited all that time and only got to number 20. And then it shut down. And so we went back on to see if you could register. Nope, it still said all classes are gone. We were so devastated. So I told him, okay, tomorrow morning, we're going to get up. We're going to go over to the school right when it opens and stand in whatever line there is to talk to a counselor, because school starts August 11th and I don't want him to miss out on the opportunity. He did get a scholarship for full year, the full year, summer, fall, and spring semesters tuition, 100% covered. We didn't find out about that till summer registration was come and gone and classes had already started. So he lost out on summer semester. I did not want him to lose out on fall too. when you get something like that, that's a beautiful gift. We need to take advantage of it. So the next morning I told him, have you gone back on there to see if you could register? Well, he goes, no. Do you want me to check? I said, yeah, why don't we just check to see what happens? So went on there. All the classes were available from the original 5 classes. So we put them all in there. We submitted them. We only had to take 1 second choice because the first one was full. We registered, 0 payment. All I had to pay was some school fees, I think, for transportation, health, the health center, and like a student representation fee or something. I think it was like $37, but that's cheaper than even when I went to college at the junior college. I don't even think I paid a class less than $300 back then. So I was like, wow, that's so cool. But one of the classes, it wouldn't let him register for because it said that there was a prerequisite for college study skills. And we're like, we need to see when that's offered. Well, it was only offered at 8 in the morning. And so we were like, this is not good because I'm going to be driving to work. I start at 8, and so I have to take the twins to the high school, and he can't sit at the college at 6:30 in the morning. That's just not possible. So I told him, let's see if we can find a way around it. So I had to deliver my daughters to my work because they are doing volunteer hours. And I came back, and by the time I got back, Trevor had gone into the counseling welcome center, spoke to somebody. They looked at the schedule, and apparently because my children are half Hispanic, he was put into a program where if you English is your second language, you take the college success skills class, it'll help you with all your English classes and open up Chicano studies for you, and you get automatic acceptance into those as well. And the counselor was like, Trevor, I don't think you need this. You're a very high achieving student according to your transcript. Did you sign up for this? And he said no. And he goes, well, I'm going to do something. And so he piddled around, asked Trevor if he cared what teacher he was getting. And Trevor said, well, I don't know any of the teachers, so that doesn't matter. He said, okay, well, I found the exact same class, no prerequisite, no college study skills class. It'll be at the same time on the same day that you had wanted the other class on. And so Trevor, he put it into Trevor's thing. Trevor clicked register, still no fee. And now he's registered for 16 units, 5 classes for first semester. We're all set. We just have an open house on the 1st. But that took 2 days of getting him done and frustration with technology. But we're there. I'm so excited for him. So we're so proud of him, and we can't wait to see what life gifts come towards him. So he wants to be a civil engineer. So he's doing a math, science, computer engineering, AA degree and transfer so that he can go to San Diego State in a couple of years for civil engineer. So he's on his way. I'm so excited. So that took up all of my exciting moment. Plus my daughters went back on Friday for volunteering. They volunteered 2 days. They did 12 hours of work for volunteer, and the librarian that they helped, she was so impressed with how hard they worked. She gifted them 2 extra hours. So they've got 14 hours now in their volunteering. And so this whole school year, you have to get 40 by the end when you graduate. So they had last year's. Now this year's is already done, and a couple for next year. So they're ahead of schedule, and they're very excited about that. So they got that done. That's pretty much what's been going on. Went to Midsummer Stitch, had a great time, met a couple of new people, saw some friends I already know, enjoyed so much there, had a great time. Now I'm just ready to get into stitching. I have 1, maybe 2 weeks left. My daughter's supposed to get her braces off this week, so we'll see. She's very excited. I'm excited for her. My son has a regular dentist visit. That's pretty much it. The rest is just stitching. So I'll be stitching and enjoying the casual time and going to the restroom when I want to go to the restroom instead of holding it at work. So that's what's up with me. I hope you're having a wonderful week, enjoying your summer, staying cool. I'm in the air conditioning, so I am staying cool. But until next time, let me remind you of the keywords in case you forgot. One was thankful, candy corn, and snowman. So please use those words in a sentence. Please don't just list the words. That's so boring to read. I love reading my comments. I like responding to them. I feel like that makes a connection between me and you. And I'd like to continue that. So please use them in a sentence. And I hope you have a great week. And I'll see you next week. Happy stitching, friends. Bye.